Hi there, I've just been starting to read next Sunday's Gospel reading in preparation, just starting to reflect on it. It's going to be the fourth Sunday of Lent, but today in this part of the continent, it's Labor Day, so a day when we commemorate the achievements that have been made by workers in terms of things like being able to have the weekend, being able to have clear and usual starting and ending times for work, being able to have things like sick leave and annual leave, and all of those kind of things, and a lot of those things that we can't necessarily take for granted and we need to keep on struggling for and protecting. And what I noticed when I was reading this scripture is that it has a lot of stuff about work and rest. So there's a whole controversy in this reading, and I think we need to be careful when we're reading it because it can be read in a really anti-Semitic way. It can be read in a really anti-Jewish way. But we got to remember that all of the characters in this story are actually Jewish, including Jesus and his disciples. So this is a conflict that's going on within the ancient Jewish community. It's ancient Jewish people disagreeing with each other about what's the best way to practice their faith. And I noticed there's a few different places where work comes up in this because the person who's been healed and who's interrogated by the religious leaders is somebody who's been born blind, and so he's been a beggar. He hasn't been allowed to work because of his condition. And at the same time, the religious leaders are concerned that Jesus has been healing on Shabbat, which is a day when you're supposed to be resting. This is a common conflict that comes up in these stories. And Jesus is talking about a different idea at the start about when you should work and when you should not work. Because he says, we must work the works of the one who sent me when it's day. The night comes and no one can work. So it's kind of like it's saying, okay, you work when it's time to work, and you don't work when you can't work. I think that it's kind of it almost seems as though he's saying, like, you see when it's the time that you can do things, and you see when it's the time that you should rest. I'm interested in what you notice, what you see. At 5 o'clock, I'm going to be online to discuss it with other people that are interested, read it and discuss it together. I'm interested in hearing what other people think. If you want, you feel free to message or leave a comment. Happy Labor Day.